Hello, hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk all things life, love, spirituality, law of attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. I'm an intuitive reader, a manifesting coach, a Reiki practitioner, and a life path guide and mentor here to help you along your awakening journey so that you can co-create the life of your dreams. And along the way, we need confirmation. We need to know in the beginning, we need to know that we're safe, everything's on track. And then once you get good at trusting and having faith, then you don't need these readings anymore. And then you might become a messenger of spirit as well, like me, and you might provide messages to others. So my goal is to only have you on my channel for the beginning parts of your awakening journey, or when you're fully along and you just need that little bit of confirmation, because we all need to be able to rely on our own connection to our own guides, to our own angels, to the universe, and being able to decipher it all and do it on our own. And that empowers us to not need an external source to guide us. I believe we all need mentors, but at the same time, I want to teach you on my channel to empower you to do it yourself. And that's what my mentor did for me. And now that's how I'm here helping you. So let's pass the baton and keep it going. So I've already opened up sacred space. I always call in my guides, Archangel Michael and Archangel Metatron. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Hit that like button, support me, and help me get these messages out there. As we know, the algorithm is crazy. So we have to do all these little things to help us get these messages to the people that need it. And the more people I help, the better I feel, and the better they feel. So why not share? And out of nowhere, I didn't intentionally do this. I normally scroll through. I was going to say, if you're new to my channel, I call in my guides and then we pull cards, but sometimes I'll do page pulls. And here's the book, 365 Ways to Raise Your Frequency. And I was just like talking and my hands grabbed this page. So we're going to go with that. So as you learn with your guides and angels, they move you to do certain things. They move you to see certain things at certain times. And that is complete confirmation that you're exactly where you're meant to be, and to always follow it and pursue it and keep, like, the old Michelle would have just shut the book and been like, oh, we have to do it the right way. This is what I normally do in my readings. But if something's out of the ordinary, that's a sign. So we have page 178 or page 179. One says deep soul frequency. The other one says light body frequency. I don't know which page to read. So could be another lesson. When I don't know what to do in my life, I always sit and breathe for a little bit. And then I'll say, angels, guides, my higher self, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? What should I do? What do I truly want? What messages do my viewers need? And we breathe. I just heard light body. That was the first thing that came up. So that's the light body frequency on page 179. It says your light body is white light energy that flows from God, or whatever name you use for the source of creation, which radiates from the universe, infusing you with the higher levels of consciousness. There are some theories that go into complex, detailed steps to activate the light body, which is also broken down into many different components. I believe the light body is our connection to the divine, and that it can be compared to our physical bodies and our higher selves. Oh man, this is funny how I was just connecting you guys to your higher selves to teach you how to ask for help, and now it's talking about that. It says the higher the elevation of your light body, the more brilliantly your soul light shines. You will find that this happens and you become more enlightened. The more your light body grows and becomes spiritually elevated, people will be drawn to you, wanting you to share your inner light and knowledge with them. They'll want to know what you know that causes your light to shine so brightly. If you're connected to the universe, if you're connected to God and to your spirituality, then your light is going to shine brighter than it will for someone who is disconnected from these things. To increase the power of your light body, you need to become one with yourself on a spiritual and emotional level. Become one with yourself. Messages are already clicking. I was talking about how I want you guys to be empowered to be able to do this on your own. So this message is perfect for all of you. And it says to increase the power of your light body, you need to become one with yourself on a spiritual and emotional level. By doing this, you will be more enlightened overall, so you can share your light with others. You are a beacon. Let your light shine for all to see. What a perfect message. Here, I'll do both pages in case anybody wants to screenshot. Hello. Now you guys know what it would have been like to have been in my classroom with my students. I was such a goof. I would come up behind students while they're doing work, and I would like drop little lollipops on their head or slide them into I'd walk by and like nudge their pencil as they were writing. I tried to make it as fun as I could, and unpredictable. So your light body, you connecting to you in order to become, so-called enlightened, it's really just you preparing your soul for your soul's mission. And all of our soul's mission is to, can anyone guess? It's just to be ourselves, to purify ourselves from all the trauma, from all the pain from our past. We first purify, which is the spiritual awakening. Light switch turns on, all the chakras are now activated. And I believe the chakras are like little mini tornadoes that run from the base of the spine all the way out through the top of the head. And apparently, I think we have 100 and some different chakras, but we only ever really talk about the 7 chakras: the root, the sacral, the solar plexus, the heart, a little secret one called the high heart, the throat, the third eye, and the crown. And when we spiritually awaken, all of that gets activated. So, okay, this is a message for somebody out there. This is part of the cards. We're going to pull cards on this too, is what I'm trying to say. But when you spiritually awaken, you'll go through phases of fear because it's a purification. So whatever that little tornado in that area of your body, there's mud or muck around it. It's a lot of built up energy from your past. So your solar plexus is your power center. For example, let's say you've been having a lot of digestive issues, your upper belly area, maybe you have acid reflux, all of these things, it's because of pent up energy. So when we spiritually awaken, that chakra is now turned on. I mean, it's always been on, but now it's more activated, and you're being called to release that old energy. So a lot of people go to Reiki practitioners. That's why I became one, because I wanted to help people with their awakening journey and healing their energy body to become more light. So as we're moving that trauma and that ickiness out, we're going to have to re-feel the pain of the event that caused the energy to be blocked there. For some people, it's a car accident. It could be a breakup if it's in the high heart or the heart area, or the lungs. That's always like heartbreak and pain and grief and loss. So each area, each chakra holds a certain energy that relates to an event in our life. The sacral is below the belly button. That's your womb space. So my sacral was so mucky and so dirty, if you will, because of the loss of my daughter. And if you're new to my channel, I had a daughter and she passed away in 2012 at 6 weeks old from a muscle disorder that we were not aware of during my pregnancy. So all of that trauma from the day she was born, all the chaos to the day she died, and then years post loss, all of my sadness and my grief was held in my sacral energy, so in my sacral chakra. So I had to do session after session after session to clear that, to purify that area. And the way you know you're not pure in a certain area is your body will tell you. You might constantly have throat issues, sore throat, strep throat. You might have lung issues. Maybe you always have bronchitis. Maybe you always have sinus issues. Each area of your body represents a chakra system. And then, when people would come to me for Reiki, they would say, hey, I'm having knee pain, I'm having ankle pain. And then I would talk to them about the root chakra, which is at the base of the spine, which controls your legs, your feet, your knees, your hips. And if anybody has ailments down there, that's the root chakra is all about financial security. Maybe you didn't feel safe as a kid. Maybe you were homeless. Maybe your house burned down, or maybe you didn't have caretakers that took care of you, so you felt unstable. The root chakra is all about like a foundation. So as you're learning about all of this and you're on your awakening journey, if you're just starting to awaken and you're just starting to watch card readings, or maybe you've been on the journey for 2 years, but you've never experienced a lot of movement with your chakras, and you've never really, had that purification, you'll know. It's almost like a Kundalini awakening. You will know, you will feel a surge in certain areas, especially in your sacral, which is your sexual energy. You might go through a couple months where your hormones just feel like crazy and you feel like your sex drive is on a whole nother level. That is because you're purifying it, you're activating it, it's turning on. There's another time where you might just feel like your connection to spirit is really, really good, and you're meditating all the time. That might be your opening of your third eye. That's finally activated. So you will know when you're having these activations, and that's what that book is talking about. The purification of your light body. If you want to be out there doing your mission, you have to go through this purification. You have to realize that you're gonna have to face these deep fears or these events from your past that have hurt you. They're gonna have to be seen and looked at before they can be released. I remember I got a phone reading once from one of my coworkers at the center where I used to work. Her name's Donna. She's amazing. She walked me through a meditation. We were on the phone. I had her on speakerphone, and she loves to do phone readings, which I highly recommend. I'll link her below if you guys want to get one from her. But she guided me through this whole meditation. She did a whole reading with me. She mentioned a whole bunch of family members who I should check on and make sure that they're okay, and things that would happen in the future, and certain names that I need to pay attention to, people that I might be meeting in the future. She was an amazing intuitive. And that night, she activated something in my chakra system, because during the meditation, she went through each chakra and did a clearing. Just her voice alone was enough. Well, I was laying in bed that night, and there was something that happened to me in my mid 20s, and it was a really traumatic event. And I'm not going to go into detail because it's super personal, but that night I felt like I was reliving that event all over again. I literally was in bed crying, sobbing, feeling scared, so fearful. I just was like in so much fear. And I realized that that's what happens when you're going through a purification. You have to kind of relive that moment for a short period of time. But since that night, I have not felt anything about that situation. I feel free from it. I feel clear. And it has to come up to be purged. So this was a really, really, really important message for some of you, that if you're re-experiencing events from your past and you're feeling fear, there's a reason for it. You're letting it go for good. Your body is clearing it so that you can be pure and you can have more light, so that you can show up in the world with that pure light energy. And I know so many of you guys are so nice on my channel. You always say that my readings do something to your energetic body. You always tell me that you just feel so lit up afterwards. Even my manifestation videos, people tell me that they like look forward to watching it because they feel like it's a cleanse for their energy every single day. And that's what I do this for, because I know that this is possible. I know that I've watched other people who have purified themselves, and now they show up and they share their light, and I am getting that activation from them. It's an energetic clearing. People's voices are so activating, and they can motivate you to do things, and they can literally light a fire under your butt to make you feel better and to help you be more productive in your life. And I know that that's one of my special gifts, is my voice, my energy, and being able to activate all of you to do whatever you feel called to do, or just to heal and to have more compassion for yourself. So long-winded start to this reading. I apologize if you're somebody that's like, let's just go get to the cards. You can always fast forward until you see me showing up one card. But I got my celery juice in my cute little cup that says Michelle. My best friend Elisa got it for me for my birthday. Talk about another purification method. Celery juice is an amazing way to purge your body of heavy metals and all the chemicals that they're spraying in our air, like aluminum and all these different things, which are killing our cells and our nervous system, because not even our nervous system, but just our ability to absorb nutrients. You can drink all the water in the world, but you can still be dehydrated if your body is not pulling the minerals from that water. And the chemicals are what are preventing our body from pulling those minerals in. So be very, very mindful of that. There's so much pollution in our world, and we have to regain our power and put in the things that will help us battle those things. Okay, so we're gonna first start with, I just grabbed this out of nowhere, the ever unfolding heart. Okay, we have ask for a sign, be specific, then be grateful for when it arrives. And I just burped twice. which means my throat chakra is doing some movement and getting some energy flowing. And my guides are saying, pay attention to this message. Your angels have been trying to communicate with you through numbers 1111, 333, 444, 555, on and on. They are telling you you are in the flow. Heck yes. You guys can see I actually created this deck, and I kind of wish I didn't put all of these numbers on there because it's a lot to read. But 2 messages about asking for signs and communication. So you're being guided in this reading. The first message is to open up that communication. Start trusting your guides. Even in the opening message that I gave you guys was me empowering you to learn how to do this on your own. So that's an overall message, is that you guys are being guided to sit with yourself and listen. It's that first voice. When I started reading cards, I learned to get my ego out of the way because I would get a thought as soon as I'd grab a card and I wouldn't trust it. But that first thought is your intuition. It's what you're being guided to say. And your ego is saying, that's not it. That can't be it. Da, da, da. And it makes all these reasons of why you shouldn't say it. But just say it, even when it doesn't make sense. This one landed on my foot. The frog, you are overworked. It is time to take a break, cleanse your energy, take a bath, sit by the ocean, book a trip, give yourself permission to do nothing. You deserve it. And I just heard that a manifestation is coming in for somebody out there. And it usually comes in after you rest, after you take a break, after you literally cleanse your energy and you say, you know what, I'm going to allow, oh, I just got another message. The light body message from the book, if you can purify yourself and if you can maybe do a cleanse, do like a juice cleanse or do a water fast for 2 days, it is so good for your cells in your body to be purified. You're getting rid of all the toxic heavy metals, you're getting rid of the sugar, the processed foods, all those other chemicals they put in our foods to make them taste yummy. And I literally will drink this, but I'll also have candy later today. So I am not super strict. So I'm not going to preach and say, eat really healthy when I don't always do it either. But when you purify yourself and you take action to do it, maybe go to a sauna, do a cold plunge, and think about your body as pure, pure light. When you are in that energy, you are the most magnetic. You're going to call in desires so fast. And that's the goal. The goal is to attune yourself to the universe. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I have a ton of manifestation videos on my channel. Please go look. I have playlists. I have money manifestation playlists. I have regular manifestation playlists. When life becomes more fun, when we awaken, we purify our chakras. We have those fearful moments at night when we're really scared and we're worried and we're like, why am I thinking about this? Does this mean this is going to re-happen or reoccur in my life? No, you're just going through a purification. You're going to start eating better majority of the time. You're going to do some saunas. You're going to make sure you are opening up your drainage pathways. You should be going number 2 at least 2 to 3 times a day. You should be sweating every single day, whether it's through a workout or through a sauna. You can do detox baths. But when you purify yourself and when you take a rest, go on a vacation, take 24 hours just to be alone, you would be shocked at how much the universe brings you during that time when you rest your entire body. And it's pure light. You become this insane magnet. So if you want to practice this, I guarantee it works. Take 2 days, purify your body, try not to have any chemicals, maybe just drink juices or just drink water for 2 days. And it is not dangerous unless you have some sort of condition. Then check with your doctor or your holistic practitioner. But water fasts are great. I did a water fast for 48 hours. Some people do them for 72 hours. I just did coffee in the morning with no extra stuff. Just black coffee, and then I only did water. And you don't even have to do the coffee. I just needed something else, and I like coffee in the morning, but and I just did water. 18 hours in, I started to feel antsy and irritable, and I made sure that those 18 hours in was not at nighttime. I made sure that I was up and moving and doing something. And you should still work out very moderately during the fast to activate your muscles to utilize nutrients. And to keep, it's something my friend told me about this. He said, like, you should take a walk or you should lift some like light weights when you're doing a fast, nothing too strenuous, but you're going to be using all the glycogen in your muscles from your previous meals for the last 3 days. So you're not going to be so depleted in 48 hours because you have so much storage in your glycogen, and you have so much glycogen in your storage in your fat cells that they can pull from to use for nutrients. So it's good to keep your body moving and keep it active. But somebody's being called to, your angels are telling you guys to purify your body because a manifestation wants to come in. Next one, you are never alone. Man, your angels are all really talking to you today. You are never alone. You've been feeling lost. Your angels want you to trust them. They're always with you. Get excited. They are bringing you something good this week. Yes. Okay, that was exactly what I just said, and I didn't realize it until the last line. They're bringing you something good this week. You're going to rest, you're going to purify, you're going to ask for a sign, and it's going to arrive. Your manifestation is coming this week. Now, let's ask what the manifestation is. We're going to use Micah Magic. We have 333, connect back to spirit, another angel message. If you're seeing 333, again, confirmation that your manifestation is on the way. When you're seeing angel numbers, it's confirmation. It means you're in the flow, you're in alignment. Breakdown that builds character. Let's ask some more questions about the breakdown. You might be experiencing a little bit of breakdown, which is a sign that your manifestation is coming. I actually just had a manifestation come in yesterday. I was asking the universe for another mentor. I would love to have like a mentor of somebody else, maybe on YouTube, who's already doing what I'm doing, and maybe they're, you know, further along the journey. I want to like pick their brain and have them guide me. And one of my favorite law of assumption teachers, her name is Hedley Dorenzi. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with her. She's from Australia. She's really cool. But a while ago, I just shared her book that she wrote. She wrote a book called I Am Money, and I've talked about it in a couple of my videos, and I just admire her channel. She's like me. She's a little bit further along. She has 5,000 subscribers. She's been working on this for 2 years now. And she just strictly teaches about the law of assumption and all of Neville Goddard's teachings. And I randomly shared her book on my community page and was like, hey guys, buy this book. It's great. And I like shared a screenshot. Well, like weeks later, last night, she messages me and she's like, oh my gosh, Michelle, she found me on Instagram and was like, thank you so much for sharing my book. I appreciate you. And I wrote her back and I was like, hey, I was like, I'm so glad you messaged. I'm like, we are like-minded souls. I'm like, we're both spiritual teachers. I'm like, we should connect and like build a community of all of us teachers here on YouTube so that we can help each other grow and elevate and evolve. And she was game. So that was like a little manifestation for me. I had been calling in somebody else who's already doing what I'm doing, maybe not the exact same thing, but she's on YouTube and she's making a living doing it. That just literally broke my head. That was hilarious. But anyway, how perfect was that manifestation came in, and I had gone through a little bit of breakdown in my day earlier that day. I was super emotional. I wasn't feeling good. So how wild is that? And I wonder why that happened. I wish I could rewind it. What was I saying when I snapped my hat? That's another way to learn how to read signs, is when things happen that are out of the norm, and something like I don't even remember what I was doing. If I was like just fixing my hat, you guys can rewind it real fast. So excuse me for wondering right now, but like, why did that happen? Why did that click? Is that spirit saying, yeah, we did bring you that manifestation? And breakdown does happen right before, because I really did have a really rough day before she showed up in my phone. So she's a little angel coming along my path. Okay, heal yourself and help others heal. This is exactly what we were talking about the light body. When you purify and heal yourself, you then bring that energetic healing to others. And butterfly spirit is here to bring you your new wings. You're about to transform and become somebody brand new. I just heard somebody's letting go of something as well. Let's use a tarot deck and figure out, what are you letting go of? We're going to use the Muse Tarot by Chris Ann. I haven't used this deck in a while. It's one of my faves. They're all my faves. I say that all the time. Back when I was teaching, there was too many cards. I would play music in my classroom at the start. Kids would be coming in from lunch or from wherever, and I would have music like bumping in my classroom. And they always had like a little thing that they had to do, like a journal entry right when they came in. I was teaching them how to manifest back then, and how to like plan out their future and highlight their day and stuff. So they would come in and I would always be like, this is my favorite song. And two kids would be like, Miss Thornton, you say that about every song, which was facts. I always did. I just love so many things. Okay, so Queen of Emotions. So your new wings, Spirit is bringing you this new, I just heard like, I just saw somebody coming out of like an eggshell. It's like you're cracking open this new side of you. You're becoming this queen who can handle. Oh, I like the top of the card. Sorry to just stop my sentence. See the woman in the ocean at the top with the birds? It's like on the surface, she's calm and peaceful. And then underneath the water, there's just so much depth to her. She is just this woman where you look at her and you're like, man, I am so impressed with who you are. I love your heart. I love your energy. You offer so much color to life. You bring my life color, I just heard. So the Queen of Emotions is you, or maybe your counterpart, if she's a woman. And she is just somebody who brings a depth to your life that you needed. And you can't find it anywhere else. You're not going to find that depth anywhere else because it's specific to her energy. And if you are a queen and if you're a female watching this, please honor this about yourself. Go into every relationship in the divine feminine energy, knowing that you hold this signature, right? It's a certain signature. Not everybody has what you have. So if people are not choosing you, it's because they're not honoring your signature and you don't want to be with them. You want somebody who's going to see your signature and honor it. And they're going to want to like celebrate it every single day. They're going to tell you how amazing you are every single day. But you first have to be the queen and see it in yourself, which is part of this, I'm hearing. Until you heal, you won't be able to fully see your depth. And I can really relate to that because a lot of times on my journey, I did not see myself and I would do things unconsciously and say things and be immature. And I needed somebody to show it to me. Like I couldn't see it. And then when I saw myself acting out in these ways, I found so much compassion for the little girl in me who was playing out these scenarios. She was reliving her childhood, looking for love desperately. And I had to stop and say, wow, I know why I'm doing this and I can stop it and I don't have to do it anymore. I can turn it off and I can be strong and stop the pattern and heal myself from this. I don't have to be a victim to myself. I used to think I couldn't control myself. And I wish you guys could see, maybe I'll do a video on this one day. It's kind of vulnerable, but all the things I used to do. I was not a good person. I was a snooper. I was a liar. I was a cheater. I just was doing whatever I could to be loved and to be accepted. And I could see other people doing it and I can find compassion for them, but I also can't be around it anymore because they're not trying to get better and they're just repeating it. And if my heart is in the way of that and they're hurting my heart because of their patterns, then I'm not going to put my little Michelle in that environment to keep getting hurt. So we have to then know that we can make the choice. You know, you guys can see me and who I am right now and how loving I am and how much I want to help you all. And I feel like I've purified myself to the best of my ability and I've changed. I am not the same woman. I am her now. And it's possible. You can be, you can just be so not proud of the old version of you, and you can be different. You don't have to stay in the energy of who you think you used to be or who you think you are right now. Change is possible. I really wish I could give you a quick little video of myself and how vindictive I was, how hurtful I was with my words. I would come off as this really, really nice girl, but then behind closed doors, I was always like, I don't know. I was seeing the parts of people I wouldn't. Okay, so here it is. When I purified myself, I found more love in me, and I started to really love myself, which then overflows, right? So the more you love yourself internally and the more you find joy in pulling beautiful cards and putting on a baseball hat and getting your nails done, and you're doing all of these things because you just love yourself so much, that's overflowing. So now when I look at life, I see beauty in everything. I can see beauty, and sometimes to a fault, because I can see people doing these patterns and I still love them. And that's good, but not if I'm getting hurt in the mix. So when we heal ourselves, we become more loving, we take care of ourselves, we nurture ourselves, and we see life from a lens. We see everything with beauty. You know, you're looking at something where somebody else might see the negative, but you're finding the one tiny, tiny, tiny positive thing because you're overflowing with that all day long internally. And that's the mission. That's the mission. That's what this is. Deep down, you are filled with all of that. So you can't help it. When you're feeling that way, you end up just saying nice things to everybody. You end up complimenting people. You end up being that person that lights up a room because you can't help it. It's just in you. It's what's underneath the surface. But to purify yourself, you have to cleanse what's under the surface. And a quick way to find out if other people have done the healing work is tell them no and see how they respond. Yeah, that's the quickest way. Tell somebody no and see how they respond to you. It's pretty wild. Or like ask to lean on them at a certain, like ask them for help for something. Like they've always asked you for help, right? But then you go and ask them for help and see what they say. If they say they're too busy or they're exhausted, you know, if they're not willing to stretch their boundaries a little bit to help you after you've helped them over and over and over again, then that's your sign that they are clearly not at all on a healing journey and not willing to. It's actually, here's my compassion again. I'm forgiving them because they don't have the capacity to go below. They are filled with so much pain. So when there's so much pain below the surface, they don't have the capacity to find any kind of love down here. So if you can't access the love, then you can't give love. But all people have this below the surface, but their pain is stacked on top of it. And they can't physically get to the love, and they can't see life from this lens because they have so much pain and trauma, and maybe so many people have hurt them, and that's why they have this bitterness towards life. And that's where we have to be loving and be compassionate and see that, but also not put ourselves in these relationships or in these environments where people are treating us poorly because they don't have the capacity to love. Really good message there. I need to use this deck more because it makes my reads have to go a little bit deeper. All right, let's do final two, because I don't know how long we've been going. I always try to keep my readings around 20, 25 minutes. Okay, Three of Emotions and the Tower. The Tower is when your life starts, it's the breakdown that builds character. It could be you going through an ego death, you realizing your patterns, you realizing that you don't have the capacity to love somebody and you're wondering why. So the universe brings you a divorce, it brings you a breakup, it brings you job loss, financial loss. It brings you this moment where you feel like lightning is striking you and you can't, there's no relief. Everywhere you turn, there's no relief. That's the Tower moment. And I'm not saying this to scare anybody, because a lot of times when you're in these readings, You guys aren't the ones experiencing the tower moment. Some of you might be, but it's usually people around you. And you're being guided to give them space to deal with their tower moment. But if this is happening to you, just know that it is showing you what was not true, what in your life was not on your highest timeline. So in order for you to walk your path, you can't have like a crumbling foundation. It's got to be solid. You have to be with the right people. And sometimes those people have to fall away. I also just got a message that even with this, the Three of Cups, Three of Emotions, this is people coming together to work together to build something. Just even me and Headley connecting, like who knows what we could create together, or even just us bettering ourselves by sharing our experiences on YouTube as teachers. Like she might be doing something that could help me, and I might be doing something that could help her. So collaboration energy sometimes comes right after a tower moment. When other people fall away and you let go of old relationships, new people show up and they're here to hold your cup. See how she's holding the cup? It's like they're holding your heart. They're going to take care of you. They're going to assist you on your journey. And the one thing that I was going to say before was, if you're somebody who's on a twin flame journey, a soulmate journey, and you feel like you just are like, I know this is my person, I know it is, I just want to let you know that there are multiple people that will come along your journey to activate you. I've had about 5 different men who I've connected with in the last 6 years, and not all of them were partnerships. Some of them were just friends, but also some of them were people that like we would connect and flirt and it felt like a connection, but they all activated me in some way. There was pieces of me in every single one of them. They all looked like they could have been my brother. They all we looked like twins. We either had similar eyes, we had similar hair, we had similar childhoods. Yeah, there's about 5 men in my life who I love dearly, and they all helped me see more of my toxic patterns. I needed them to bring me these tower moments, to break my heart, some of them, to do things that hurt me. And it all was for my healing. It was so I could purify myself. And whoever you end up with, it doesn't matter right now. What matters right now is that you're doing the work to heal yourself, because your soul came here to purify. You came here to learn lessons. You came here to grow. And these people that might seem like your twin flame or soulmate, they're all going to feel like destiny. They're all going to feel synchronistic because the universe needs you to work with them to heal. So the only way to get you to be with the person is to make you feel like they're your person. But it's temporary and it's not always long lasting. And some people know, oh, this is my twin, and they commit to it, and that's fine. But if you're on a journey where your twin flame is not coming back and they were only here for a short period of time and maybe they activated you, that might be all it is. So open yourself up to the fact that you might have more than one person on your journey that's coming to help you. And I believe that they're all kind of on a back burner. And it's whoever is willing to do the work to level themselves up to match you is who you will end up with. I like to have that mindset. And it's like we win either way, because all of these people are beautiful and they're all fun to be around and they all have these great qualities. And it's the ones that are doing the work are the ones that you're going to end up with because you're here doing the work. So don't grip so tightly onto one. Believe me, for the last 6 years, every single one of those 5 guys, I would have bet $1 million that they were my twin. I would have been like, yep, this is my twin. And people that have done readings with me know my journey because I've shared so much of it. And I'm sure they're so curious to see who I end up with because I've shared all of my experiences in my one-on-one readings about all the different men that did come along. And I literally would have bet millions of dollars that they were my twin. That's how much we had in common. That's how much they activated me. They triggered me. They made me better. But in reality, I'm not with any of them. So that means there's somebody new coming. Or like I said, they might be on a back burner, and that next person that's ready to do this mission work with me, and maybe we were designed to be together, they will come when the time is right. And a lot of times it comes in the tower moment because they're being activated to come towards you. And normally, in order to come towards somebody, you have to have a fire under your butt, which is that lightning bolt. It's like, it's like, oh man, I got to make changes in my life. I can't live my life like this. I don't want to do this. She has the answers. She is the queen. She's going to activate me. She's going to keep me accountable. She's going to teach me how to love. And they'll come towards you. As I just had a tiny little ant. They're going to come towards you because they love you and they know that they can't do this without you. They want to be partners with you. They want to be best friends. They want to see what you can create together. All right, lovely final message. We're going to end real fast. I brought my charms out today. I didn't want to forget. Get a couple charms. We have the owl, the star. Stop it. Oh, and a heart. Yay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Amazing. The star is all about your wishes are coming true. It's kind of like the star card in the tarot. Could also be a healing energy. But your every hope, your every dream, your every wish is meant to become your reality. You are the star of your movie. So start acting like it. Start pushing away things that are not aligning with you, things that are not unconditional love. Be done with it. The owl says there's a boon or a treasure on the way. And he can see through the dark. He's not scared of the dark. So pay attention to that they know that it's darkest before dawn. Right when you think that tower moment's happening, the breakdown's happening, that's when somebody gets shot out and it's like, they're here. They're in your life forever now. And they had to be pushed to do it. They had to feel the pain of not having you. And then we have the heart. It says made with love. I feel like this is a direct message from my daughter. She sends me hearts wherever I go. I have tattoos of hearts on my hand and on my chest. This is where she was when she passed away. So final message, of course, Micah had to throw herself in here at the end. Love. Have compassion for this person going through this tower moment. Be there for them. Have compassion for yourself. I'm hearing too. Like, don't judge yourself if you're the one experiencing these moments and the tower after tower after tower. It's happening for you. And some of us have more trauma and more pain than others. So that purification could take 3 years. You know, it could take 2 months. Everybody is so different. So lead with love, be compassionate, know that the owl has your back. It can see through the dark, and the star, your every hope, your every wish, your every dream is meant to become your reality. All right, lovies, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. Thank you so much for watching this far, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.